The official Red Dead Redemption 2 Trailer 3 came out yesterday, and today we received so much information that if you read it all, your mind would probably explode. This meme on the screen is true. I mean, I've read through some of it, seen some of the screenshots. It's absolutely amazing sounding. And in this video, I'll be going through all of those screenshots. There are about 30 of them, and some of them show some really amazing things. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could drop this video a like and subscribe, because I will be covering Red Dead Redemption 2 up until it comes out and then doing a bunch of stuff when it does release. Over the next couple of days, though, I will be talking about all the information that came out today and breaking it down into separate videos to make it all easier to understand. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into these screenshots. Now, these are just all the screenshots from all the different websites. Some of them are in higher resolutions, like this one is really detailed so you can see more of it, but we'll just go through them and talk about them. So this one, we got what looks to be Arthur Morgan on a horse riding through the forest while it is, pretty bad weather. It looks like it's raining. That could be a little snow, even though there is no snow on the ground, but the weather doesn't look good. Now, one thing right off the bat I will say, because they did mention it in the articles and stuff, these screenshots and even the trailers, I believe, and the demo that was showed to all these people who got this information, the game was running on the PS4 at 1080p. And they did say that on the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, there would be additional improvements or enhancements, but they didn't really say what. So for those maybe kind of like myself freaking out a little about the ground textures and some of the other textures, they should be higher on those better consoles. But anyway, that's the first picture. Let's just scroll through. Next one, we have our gang around the campfire. Now, I'll be breaking some of this stuff down more, going into a more in-depth explanation, but from the information we got today, your gang is your family and you have the option to take care of them. And the more you take care of them by getting them food, money, and supplies, they will react to you better and they will give you certain things, maybe go on missions with you. But if you don't, then they're gonna not like you and they may not respond to you, I guess, when you're talking to them. Now, this scene in particular is nighttime, and I will say it is very bright for nighttime. I hope we can sort of change that down, like change the brightness down, because this moon is almost as bright as the sun. I mean, you can, that does not look like nighttime, but we'll have to wait and see. Next picture we have is a really up close and detailed picture of Arthur Morgan. Now, one thing that I will say about his character, there were reports that you can actually change the way he looks, and you can also change your appearance a little bit. I think you can add a beard if you want, so kind of this in the same lines as GTA. Here we have one of the female characters, and I believe her name is Sadie. I think that's what came out. It's either Sadie or Sally or Karen. It's kind of confusing. Some of the articles mentioned a female character, but they didn't really specify if it was her or if it was the other character we seen in the trailer yesterday. But you can see another up close screenshot. Continuing, this one we have Dutch in one of the camps. You can see he is looking pretty dapper. He's got some nice clothes on, and I don't know if it's just because I've played GTA too many times, but this could be a prostitute. Did they have those back in, I think they were called different back in 1890, but maybe that's a thing. I'm sure Rockstar would do that. But you can see in the background what the camp will sort of look like. Now, unfortunately, the resolution to this one isn't the greatest, but it's another really nice screenshot of Arthur just wandering around. This is a nice little farm here. You got some farm animals. You can see this appears to be maybe sunrise. Sun's coming up. You can see some colors in the sky. Here we have a picture of Arthur Morgan with his gun pointed at someone. One thing you can actually do is wear your bandana to hide your face, and I believe when you're doing crimes, you're less likely to be spotted or to be found out about, and have like a bounty on you. So that's cool. Here we have another screenshot. Again, the resolution, sorry about that, it's a little low. You can just see the two people. Don't know if one of these is Arthur, but some nice sunlight through the forest. Apparently the forests in this game are incredible according to the people who got to see this. Here we see another picture at dawn, I believe, I will say, when it's foggy, the lighting is absolutely crazy. Like, that's the sun's super strong, cutting through the fog, and I mean, you can't even really see the people because of that. So I thought that was really cool to see. Now, this one may be one of my favorite pictures only because of what it portrays. Now, the hunting in the game, people said, is super, super detailed. So, unlike Red Dead Redemption 1, apparently the animals that you kill will actually rot if you don't use them soon enough. So, that's really awesome. But you can see John here. He's probably getting some food. I think there's a little water over here on the left. And you can see some smoke, so I'm sure there's a campfire going. And he's about to cook these ducks. But this is definitely one of my favorite screenshots. Moving along, we can see here, you got 4 people riding dawn again, or maybe sunset this time. And when it's foggy, you can't see hardly very much out in the distance. Don't know what they're shooting at, because you can see they all have their guns drawn. But that's probably going to be a really cool shot, or cool scene. Continuing, the sun is huge here. But this is either sunset or... They take a lot of sunset or sunrise pictures. And to be fair, I mean, it looks beautiful. You can see the train in the background here. The train actually, over time, will go to more places. I thought that was a really cool thing. But again, you can see the 3 or 4 people got their guns holstered. And over here on the right, I don't know if you can see, I'll zoom in. Looks like there's some street signs. So, sort of tells you where to go. Here we have Arthur using the dynamite, the TNT, to blow some stuff up. One thing, the little details. He has, looks like some blood maybe on his lip. Obviously a lot of blood on his hand, so he probably just got in a fight with someone. This one's another one of my favorites, and this one shows how you actually hunt. So you can see this is the rabbit that he just killed, right? And then this is the deer. And for the rabbit, you know, if it's small enough, you could just put it on your belt apparently. But for the deer, you can't carry that. So you got to put it on your horse. And I'm guessing you have this on your horse, you can't use your horse, so you have to lead it back through, you know, the forest to the camp. One thing I noticed, and you may have noticed through some of these screenshots, Arthur's clothes, they are dirty. And I'm wondering if you buy them fresh and then over time, after you do certain activities, if they get dirtier and dirtier. That would be really cool. Here's another look at that bank robbery. We can see Arthur probably holding up a gun, telling the bank person to open the door and get in. There's not much you can really see, but he does have some spurs on, which is cool. And then you can see the lighting coming through. Very nice. Wolves are actually in this game, and you can hunt them. Again, another sunset or sunrise. But wolves, and then you'll see another picture of a giant bear. So I'm sure they will attack you when you are hunting. Here we have the group. Now, I don't know who this is in the back, and I don't know who this is on the right in the back. But we have Dutch, Bill, Javier, Arthur. We have Blondie, and then either Sadie or Karen. This could be, I mean, his head's turned. This could be maybe John, but again, don't know who this is in the back. Something that you may notice in this picture is that the horses look pretty different. So it does look like there's going to be some variety in terms of what horse you get. You know, Dutch has an all white one. You got a white and black one down back here. Ours is almost a little red, like, you know, dark brown, red, light brown. Got some, you know, some different looks. So that'll be good. Next, we have John looking like Daryl straight from The Walking Dead. But one cool thing, and I'll just touch on it a little here, you can only carry a few weapons at a time. It's realistic in that you can't have an arsenal on your character. So you can only have, you know, maybe 2 revolvers and then a shotgun or a rifle on your back. You can't have a ton of weapons. But John and that lady are in a pretty intense shootout, it looks like here. Here we have another picture of John and that lady in a fire back to back at nighttime, it looks like. Maybe this is in that town that we've seen multiple times in the trailers on fire. This next one is Arthur riding through that grave again, like we've seen a couple of times in the trailer. Again, you can just notice the lighting looks incredible in these screenshots and in the trailers. I think the lighting is going to be one of the biggest improvements in this game. Here we have a nice foggy day, and they are going to some sort of mansion, it looks like. And again, look at the horse's variety, you know, bunch of different looks. Here's the bear, which I'm sure will attack you and kill you at one point because you're not expecting it. Someone theorized maybe this is how John gets some of those scars. Maybe he gets in a fight with a bear. Maybe the camp that we're at one day gets attacked and John sort of fends off the bear. That would be pretty badass, honestly, if he got the scars that way. Here we have another shootout. And what's interesting, he has this backpack or this little sack on the front of him. Now it looks like maybe this is them coming out of the bank. So maybe that's like the money or something. But you can see both these characters are wearing the bandanas around their face so they don't get seen. And you can see a new gun over here. So a nice bolt action rifle, perhaps. This may be one of the most up close views of Arthur. And you can just see the detail. His face looks amazing. Like the detail and everything. The texture's not, 4K textured, but like the eyes, the hair, the little beard, the stubble. I think that all looks fantastic. And you can see even he has some scars. So maybe there's a story there. Now, most of these screenshots have been taken in forested areas. This one shows you a pretty open plain. Now, this one is a little hill, but I'm assuming over this hill, there's a pretty open and big plain area so you can ride your horse and have a ton of fun there. Maybe it's just because I am too excited for the hunting, but this is another one of my favorite screenshots. You can see the forest. The forest looks amazing. You got a nice little creek running through, and we have Arthur actually using a bow and arrow, which they did say is better for hunting because you don't want to be using your rifle to hunt because it'll do more damage to the animal. So you want to use a bow and arrow because I think you end up getting more from the animal if you kill it. Then we have John beating some dude up at a camp. Maybe this is how he gets the scars. No clue. Don't know who that is on the ground, but the ambiance, the lighting, you got the campfire, the smoke. And then finally, we have another screenshot of John Marston looking badass like he does. So there were actually 2 more pictures that were released as I was editing all this. And check this out. Poker, gambling, all that stuff is returning to Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, we don't know if this is going to be in the online version, but you can see here we got the gang on a little table in what looks to be that same town we keep seeing, and they are probably gambling all their money away. So if you love poker as much as I did in the first game, then you probably are super excited about this. The other screenshot we got is this one of a deer or a couple of deer in the absolutely beautiful forest with the lighting, the fog. I still think that hunting in this game is going to be an incredible experience. So there you guys have it. Those were the 30 or so screenshots that were all new from all of the websites today. Throughout today and tomorrow and this weekend, I will be making separate videos going over some of this info more in depth because the hunting is amazing. And once I explain it to you guys, I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And just some of the gameplay decisions. It's not going to be like GTA. So if you were thinking that this game was just going to be GTA in the Wild West, that's not what it sounds like. And I think that's for the better. Like, it sounds incredible. So definitely subscribe if you're not ready to check out those videos. But thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome Red Dead Redemption 2 content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.